What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome in, welcome in. Let's get down into it. The Wednesday Major League Baseball betting card, July 24th. We're going to break down each and every game. I do have 4 best bets as well as a money line parlay of the day. 3-1 yesterday, so we have some units to play with. We're going to get a little splashy, try to make a plus, around a plus 500 win with a boost in that parlay. A lot of teams need a win today. I like this card. I found some angles that I do like. We're going to go in a couple different markets. Totals, first fives, we're going to get money line, run line. There's a lot of different ways that we're getting into this. So make sure you guys all stick around to the end. And as always, be sure to subscribe to the channel. That's the number one thing you can do for us here on YouTube. I don't charge for picks. I don't really ask anything from you guys other than to watch to the end, smash that like button, and please hop on over to the Discord. And if I do have any kind of affiliates, please give them a look as well, because that is one way to give back to the channel. Also, you can become a channel member. It is $10 a month, roughly. If you do see that pop up on your screen while watching this video, feel free to join as a channel member or just find it on the homepage of the channel. And there will be some exclusive stuff that's going down. Also, we did hit 300 members on Discord, so great accomplishment. In just a short period of time for here on the channel. Trying to get to 10,000 subs before football season, or at least during football season. It's probably not going to happen, but never know. My channel's new, so I've only been in this game for a little bit. I've been doing this my whole life, but in terms of on YouTube, just started around the Super Bowl, as a lot of you guys all know. But it is nice to see some familiar faces day in and day out. It really is what I'm trying to do here, and not become a millionaire, but I do want to build one of the best platforms and kind of have the one of the biggest platforms, like I said, socially in communities here on YouTube and in terms of sports gambling. That's kind of where I'm at. That's what my goal is, and I can't do without you guys. So appreciate all that you do. Subscribe and also follow me on X. Handles in the bottom left. And now that we got all that out of the way, let's recap yesterday's games. 3-1 on the card. I don't know what the Astros' problem is. They have really kind of affected some of my tickets. Let's just put it that way. But no, we have seen the Oakland Athletics playing some good baseball. We're gonna get into that a little bit later on. But they have essentially taken two out of two against the Astros, 8-2 and 4-0, convincingly. Okay, they've won 4 out of their last 5. You got to kind of have your eyes on the Oakland Athletics, but we are seeing the market kind of adapt to this, okay? That's kind of where I'm at. You can see the number right here. We'll get into the odds jam right now, and this will be the one that we'll kind of get to and start off the card with is the Houston-Oakland minus 150 on the money line. So if there's anything that tells me about this game, the odds makers are betting against reversion to the mean, and this is where we look for the Astros to win this one. I'd be very, very shocked if they didn't win this game. Hunter Brown showing some signs of life going against J.P. Sears. We are going to attack this game. We are going to lead off with it, but we are going to have them in essentially the money line parlay of the day. $1.50 conventionally, if you do lay $1.50 or greater straight up over the course of a baseball season, unless you're really picking your shots, you're going to have a hell of a time trying to make some money. So kind of where I'm at, I'm going to stay away from it straight up. But going back to the well, where we are going to add them into the moneyline parlay of the day. Haven't had one hit in a while, so hopefully we get it down. I just went with 4 teams that absolutely need a win today to avoid sweeps. Better spots. I really like this one. So whether or not it comes through, that's yet to be determined. That's why they're always just a little sprinkle for a home run. Fun coupons, as I call them, but that's where we're at within this moneyline part of the day that we will kind of tease right now, and I will explain in detail later on in this video, okay? And now let's hit the first game on the card that we do have an official play, though, straight up. This is actually, I have to do some research on this one because the site that I use to kind of give me these numbers, they do screw up, but this is where I believe this is going to be the normally scheduled game, okay? This will be the Reds and the Braves game 1. If I'm wrong, please correct me in the comments, but I believe it's Frankie Montas and Alan Winans going against each other in this matchup. 12:20 first pitch. The odds definitely do respect that in terms of that. So that would lead me to believe that that is the pitching matchup going in that first game between the Reds and the Braves. We are going to run it back. My play from yesterday, we're going to continue it on today. One of my favorite bets on the card. A lot of value in that, so we are going to talk about that when we hit it. But this is game one of the doubleheader. You can see right here. We're going to stay away from that one. But game two, okay, game two, we'll scroll down. 6:05 first pitch. This is where we have Sale going against Nick Martinez. Okay, now make sure when you get these make sure when you have these double headers, right, in these weird spots, you do make, if you can, and it's an option, make your bets contingent upon a starting pitcher going. Okay, so for Chris Sale, this is where we're going to hammer this. I do like the Braves. I'm not going to lay $1.69 for the same principle as I didn't want to lay the Houston Astros with that number, but we are going to take the Braves first five under 4 at a -115 price. This is just solely a handicap of, Chris Sale just dominating, and we get possibly, 1, 2, or 3 runs out of the Braves and 5 shutout innings by Sale. Maybe they scratch a run across, who knows, but we do have a push live on 4, but this is something where I like this before we get to 3.5. I think the value's still there. So first bet that I'm going to have will be the Braves. The Braves Reds will be the first 5 overall total under 4 runs, -115. Okay, so that's kind of where we're at in that game. All right, the next one that we will get to, not a doubleheader. It is a Cards Pirates rematch. Okay, this has been kind of a battle. We saw Skeens pitch yesterday, cashed out a little FanDuel boost within that $50 that we had maxed out for the Skeens over 7.5 strikeouts. Sometimes you see those pop up. Those are great ways to just kind of build your bankroll as well. But it was not an easy one. I think he had 3 Ks through 3 or 4, so it was a little slower grind. But later in the game, he definitely got that one done. Staying away from this game though, Martin Perez going against Matthew Liberatore. I think this is where you could see the Pirates kind of, show some regression. Perez 1-5 on the season, 5.61 ERA. And you can get the Cardinals here plus 103. So kind of a weird spot. They have been struggling to hit the ball, scratch a few runs over. So I do look for the Cardinals to break out today. I'm not going to bet it though. I'm staying away from this game. All right. Phillies Twins. All right. The Phillies are hot, man. They are absolutely hot. They took care of business yesterday. Aaron Nola on the bump going against Steven Okert. I think this is where you could get behind the Phillies again, -130. Wasn't a big fan of Nola's last outing against Pittsburgh that he had over the weekend. But this is where I look for the Phillies to take care of business once more. So that would be my official play. All right, Brewers Cubs. Why not? Justin Steele going 3 ERA. Go back to the well. The total set in an unbettable territory, but if this number was 8 or more, I would be taking the under. You could look for Cubs team total, under as well. This has just historically been a low-scoring matchup. Not just in this series, but throughout the course of the season. Also, you can look into the likes of taking a nrfi strong no-run first inning candidate game within the Brewers and Cubs. And that's where I'm at within this one. So that's where I would bet it if I was going to get involved. Red Sox, Rockies. Okay, there's been a lot of runs in this. So we're seeing a 10.5 out there, -119. That would be my lean if I had to bet this game. You can see that the ball at Coors Field, we know what happens. Boston's hitting the baseball. We just need Colorado to come back and take care of their job as well. But we have Cal Quantrill on the mound, which, he has shown a little bit better signs of life, but still giving up a lot of runs. Nick Pivetta, same thing as well. So I do look for this to get over that 10.5. Not an official bet, but is one that I feel very strongly about. Okay, Astros in Athletics. We all talked about that one. Hunter Brown, JP Sears. This is where we have a kind of opening number of -150. You could take the Astros on the run line +110. But I'll tell you what would be interesting. And, this is kind of something that we saw a couple years ago. Maybe it was last year, actually, where Oakland just went on a tear and they just owned the Astros. And it was kind of similar to what we saw with the first half of the Astros, where they struggled. But you look at this game, and you look at how this series has been progressing. The Astros have been shit in the bed. And just to put it bluntly, if you see these trends, don't be scared sometimes to just go complete, contrarian and do reverse run lines, right? This has proved true. You would have won two of two with the Athletics. And we can dive right into this, and I'm going to show you guys why OddsJam is so great. If you do want to sign up for OddsJam, you can sign up using my link below in the description. Also, there is a promo code at the top of your screen, TBM. Get 30% off your membership. I use this every day. And if you guys are looking for a tool within betting, make sure you guys all sign up for OddsJam. But this is where you view alternate lines, and this is the beauty of it. So what I want to find is these alternate lines, right? So look at this. We can find this without having to log into 5,000 different accounts. Here I am. I'm going to take the Oakland Athletics. You take them on the reverse run line. You can get plus 255, best number at Ballybet. Do that. I mean, that is just glaring. If I was going to bet this game in terms of value, that would be where I would go. I just think that there's going to be a lot of runs. I think that Houston is struggling right now to find some identity post All-Star break, and I think that we can look for the likes of Hunter Brown and JP Sears to battle a little bit, but I don't want to get on the run line in either direction. This was more so yesterday or the day before when the Astros were running out rookies and who God knows who else. I just don't understand why they can't hit the baseball against the Athletics. And the Athletics, if you watch these games, they look hungry. They got a young staff, and they're in transition to Vegas. All that steam and smoke and all that stuff going on. But it's something where we got to monitor because they were on my no bet list. But I will tell you, they got some young bucks looking. They're looking to earn a job and to get a contract. So they're playing some really, really interesting baseball. Like I said, 4 out of their last 5, and surprisingly, winning 41 out of 62. They're not the worst team in baseball. Okay, that's kind of crazy to think about and talk about, but. Nonetheless, let's get into that next game. Like I said, they will be in the money line parlay of the day, but if you did want to throw some love onto the Athletics reverse run line, I would not be mad at you. Okay. Next one is the Angels Mariners. Why not go back to the well under 7.5? You can go back, play the Seattle under at home, play it every game to the rest of the season, and that is the easiest salary paying job that you could basically ever have. I don't really see this being any runs in this contest as well. However, we do have a pitcher for the Angels that I do worry that Seattle might scratch a few across. So firmly look at this game. Worst case scenario, it's going to be 5-3 or 8-0 Seattle. But I do think that Luis Castillo and the Mariners get it done at home, and I think they do it a low-scoring affair. If I had to put another bet on my card, I've literally bet the Seattle totals basically under since the All-Star break kickback finished, and very profitable trend throughout the course of the season. Seattle at home on the under. Okay, and they're in a tough spot because they can't drop this total, and there's really no. With the exception of George Kirby, and if Castillo is having a little better year, he gives up some home runs every once in a while. So that's the issue. But you can't drop that number to 5.5. You can't drop it to 6.5. So they're kind of stuck on this trend line where they're in a little bit of a purgatory where it's 7.5, and that's just too juicy. So maybe I'll add that one later on. 3:40 first pitch, Angels and Mariners. Okay, next one out. We did talk about the second game in the Braves Reds. That will be an official play. Also, Detroit and Guardians. I know I'm going on a little bit of a rant, but I did get some comments in yesterday's video that I was reviewing. I have to tell you guys, it is the Indians. I'm from Northeast Ohio. It's always going to be the Indians. If you guys want to call it the Guardians, fine, so be it. But if you know anything about how much BS went on with that, Native American debate, whatever they want to call it, rights. It's all BS. They took money in an effort to change the name. They could have came up with 1,000 different names other than the Guardians, and this was another reason why Cleveland fans, sports fans, do not like the Dolans. Can't wait for 2026 where it looks like some of that will change, but I'm not being insulting by saying that. It's just a part of not just Native American tradition, but it's a part of my tradition too. So that's why they will always be the Cleveland Indians. And if you were a '90s baby, or grew up in the '90s and you didn't like the Indians in the '90s, I can't really call you a baseball fan personally. So that's kind of where I'm at. So that is the pinnacle of it all, and just bear with me because I got to tell you guys, it's never going to be the Cleveland Guardians for me. And kind of funny story, and I know you guys probably clicked off and desubscribed because you think I'm being insulting, but it has nothing to do. I'm not being insulting at all. It's nothing derogatory. It's just kind of like, you're called John your whole life, and then you wake up one day and they can't call you John anymore. So that's not where that's not right. And the motives behind the name change, if you truly know what happened, it's all a bunch of BS. So, anyways, that's where we're at. Funny story though, when this all went about, I did buy about 200 Chief Wahoo embroidered logos off the internet before before this all came about. So if any of you guys need any Chief Wahoo emblems or whatever, Cleveland Indians fans out there, feel free to message me. I'll take care of you guys. All right, but enough of me rambling again. Let's get back into the picks. We got a couple more live. We are going to hit Baltimore and Miami. Okay, I do like the over in this game. Over 8 -120, too low of a number. Baltimore is going to break out on the road, and I do not like the Marlins. The Marlins going against Chase McDermott. I do not like that to be a low scoring term on their end. So I look for the Marlins to keep up the bargain. I think the over 8. This is one of my favorite bets of the card, and I do like over 8 -120. Gives us an option to push as well, but I do think we get this done at -120 at taking the over 8. All right, Padres Nationals. Ride the Padres while they're hot. -106. Why not? If you've been betting them, keep betting them. They've been outstanding. They're going against Mitchell Parker, so that's a little bit of a why I stayed away, but I'm not going to bet this one, so that's kind of where I'm at in that contest. Okay, another game, next one on the card that almost made the card is Garrett Cole, Sean Manaea, -1.5 for the Yankees. That's what's tempting. The Yankees need to win this game. That's why they're in my moneyline parlay of the day, not an official bet. This is kind of why we have the theme of the moneyline parlay of the day, because I'm not going to lay the $1.60 on Garrett Cole to avoid the sweep at home against the Mets, but I am going to take them in a moneyline parlay and kind of lower and improve that value. Okay, next game is the Tampa Bay Rays and Blue Jays. Okay, I look for the Blue Jays pitcher to do well, but I also think that Tampa Bay, and I'm really going to be on that fading Toronto bandwagon very shortly once we get out of this series. I think they start to fall off the map, start to really get into that sell mode. So I like Eflin. If you do want to back the Rays, go for it. I think this one has potential to be a lower scoring affair. So you can see the 8.5 on FanDuel. And if you look on Hard Rock, there's an over 7.5. So any arbitrage bettors out there, that's another great reason to get on board with oddsjam. You could take, take the over 7.5 on Hard Rock and the under 8.5 on FanDuel. Pray for an 8, and at worst case scenario, you hit both bets, and you only have about $8 of juice at stake. So that's where I'm at with the net, but I'm going to stay away from this one as well. Okay. Next game we are going to bet. It's another total. Over 8 within Chicago and Texas. I love Texas Rangers in the spot, but at -238, not a price I'm looking to get involved in. Uvalde in his last start, I think he was a little bit rocky, if I remember correctly. I watch too much baseball these days. I can't keep it all straight. Just kidding. But going against Chris Flexen, the White Sox never win when Flexen pitches. All right, but the case is that I'm going to make is I do think they scratch a few off over on Uvalde, and I think the Rangers get at least 6 in this matchup. So kind of where I'm at in the handicap, I think 8 is safe. So we are taking the over in Texas and Chicago, over 8 -114 in this matchup. All right, 2 games left on the card. No play in Diamondbacks in Kansas City. I want to see some more out of Arizona before I start betting them. And quite frankly, I call these teams kind of like their mirror images in the AL and NL. Arizona and Kansas City alike. They're basically, in some form or fashion, One's in the AL, one's in the NL, but they still play the same style of baseball, in my opinion. You guys statistically, all you statistical guys out there might think I'm crazy, but just where I'm at in that, I'm going to stay away from it though. Otherwise, I would look to back Michael Wacha in the Royals, but I just don't have a clear edge one way or the other, so I'm not going to lay anything in this game. All right, and then we are going to go back to the well again. You can see this trend starting to kick up, and a lot of you guys that follow me every day are going to start either laughing with me or loving me. So this is where we bet the Dodgers -1.5. We take them on the run line at home. It's kind of a system play for me. Always do it. I've done it probably the last 2-3 years where anytime you get plus money on the Dodgers at home, especially coming against a Giants pitcher that's coming off of injury, extreme value in this play. So that will be my fourth official play in this card. So that'll be kind of what we have going on in Major League Baseball. This is going to be my recap that I'm going to pull up for you guys on the screen. The first one out there, over Texas and Chicago over 8. Dodgers run line, Baltimore over 8. Braves first 5 under 4. And then the money line parlay of the day. Let's talk about that. All right. Rangers, Dodgers, Yankees, and Astros on the money line. Here's where we are on FanDuel. I'll pull this one up just so you guys can see for yourself. This will be the money line parlay of the day, paying a now price of plus 450. So that's where I look for. Can't wait for that boost to come along from FanDuel a little later in the evening. We will lock this one in and hope for a lot of these teams to win, because the Astros can't get swept by the Athletics. Yankees can't get swept in a rivalry series against the Mets. The Rangers are going to take care of business against the White Sox and the Dodgers. Like I said, I like Glass now in the spot going against a pitcher coming off injury at home. Let's get it. And if you do want to spice it up a little bit more, the other team in today's card that has to win is the Baltimore Orioles. So that would definitely add some value to that play. But thanks for watching. Appreciate you guys. I hope you guys all cash a lot of tickets today. 3-1 yesterday. Let's keep that momentum going. Love to go on another tear like we did on April. Kind of segue our way into the football season, build that bankroll, and then we can really start letting loose. So appreciate you guys and gals. Thank you. Subscribe down below. Let me know your thoughts and what you'll be on in today's card in the comments box. Hop on over to the Discord as well. I'll be over there a little later on in the day. But I thank you again for watching. We'll see you guys all tomorrow. Cheers.